I just wanted to record it, and YouTube changed their version. So I just had to go back to classic view.
Yeah, no worries. We just wanted to document a little of my stuff from my day at work and close up shop so I can switch gears here.
Okay. I invited everybody, so they should be joining. So.
Okay.
Thanks. I'm actually just eating dinner, so.
Yeah, we just finished a couple minutes ago, actually.
Okay.
I've been kind of splitting my day up a little odd since we've got so much going on with the in-laws at the house now.
How's that going?
It's going really well, actually. Their rehab is going well. You know, it's a full house right now, but which, as I keep saying, I'd much rather have a full house than be planning at funerals right now. So.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Huh.
Let's close this up. That looks good. We're only doing 70%. I'll take it.
Where they are.
There's Anita.
Okay, Chris just said he's joining.
Hey, how are you?
Hey, Anita.
Hey, Anita.
How's everyone doing?
Pretty good.
Good.
Just
waiting on Chris or Andrew. Sorry.
Yeah, that's right.
Do you mind taking notes, Anita?
No, not at all.
Travis, when we talked last night, what was the payment you were going to do for Sprint 1 again?
$1,000.
Okay.
Sorry, I just have to answer a quick text.
Andrew.
Yeah.
Hey, Andrew.
What's up, Andrew?
What's up, Travis? So are we live?
Do what?
Are we live?
Yeah, we are live. The whole world is watching.
I didn't do my hair or makeup. That's not good. I'm kidding.
I'd say I clearly haven't shaved in a while, so.
Send it out to everyone.
Yeah, I turned necessity into a fashion statement, it seems like.
I like it.
Thank you.
It's No Shave November anyway.
Yeah, I normally do Movember, you know. It's just this month has so completely gotten away from me with all of the family stuff going on. But as I said, happy that we're actually all here and things are progressing as well as they are. So. All right, I'm going to go ahead and share my screen, guys. Wanted to review what our last active sprint was. We had a relatively small sprint. We were going to look through the geospatial index prototype, and we're going to focus on the home page, creating local view. So as we look through this, local view was intended to be a search within 60 miles of a user's location. It would be sorted on distance and time and random seed. And it, in effect, was meant to return the experiences that were closest to me. Okay. We had originally thought the due date for this would be November 1. Obviously, we haven't met up again for a little while, so I don't think we're too far off of this schedule. Andrew and I reviewed the code, guess would have been last night or 2 nights ago, and I feel like the underlying search criteria has been met, and at least meets the functional capability as well as the geospatial index prototype, just being able to use GeoJSON and MongoDB. I feel like this has been satisfied as well. From a technical element, I wanted to put it over basically for user acceptance testing, which, Travis, that's your role. I wanted to make sure that from the UI and the user interaction and user experience, you were happy with what you've seen so far out of Sprint 1.
Yeah, I looked at it, and not a whole lot to see, right? But I didn't really know what to expect. The only thing I brought up to Andrew was you weren't able to expand on the trending tab to view all, so that it would go from horizontal to linear based off experience.
Mm-hmm.
So, but I didn't know if that was going to be part of this sprint or not, but it is part of the home page.
Right. And so, if we look at how we organized this sprint, the sprint was intended to really focus on local view and kind of the overall design for the homepage, and mostly focus in on the back end. So if we remember, we've got kind of these other main areas for functionality for the trending and for Friends View, but then we have this overall ticket for the homepage, which is meant to be full functional sign-off on those. So I would say in the area, Travis, where we've given Andrew some feedback around, for example, the responsiveness of the design as to whether or not it should pivot or not, we need to get those documented as comments within here so that we've got that logged, that those are expectations. That way they can be accomplished as part of this overall user story, and we're all in agreement as to that that's a requirement. Does that kind of make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. And I gave him the same feedback, to be honest. Like the responsive nature did not quite make sense to me. And I gave a little bit of feedback about the overall look of the homepage, in that the font, at least on my device, and I've got a Samsung Galaxy S8, not the big one, just the normal S8. The trending, friends, and local font is a little small. And I mean, I've got some fairly large, meaty fingers, so the hit zone is pretty big on those, and it works, but I wasn't actually 100% positive that those were things I could click on. So I'd like to see a slightly larger active indicator and a little bit larger font, I think.
Okay. I'm looking at it now. Yeah.
And in addition, Chris, I did work the lazy loading feature because I know it's something that you wanted to see. So now as you scroll down the page, more items are loaded into the view.
Okay.
Accordingly. So that's something that's now done too.
Do I need to get the new version of an APK to have that, or does that just happen now on the back end?
Yeah, you're gonna need a new APK. I can export one for you right now. I've been pretty busy lately, and should definitely be more active on Trello, but I was able to get that done, and I do want to add like a loading bar at the bottom, as well as an indicator to display that all the items within your local range have been loaded. So basically they're at the end of their feed. But I mean, it works in the way that it loads every item as you continue to scroll. So I'll send a link to the app to the Google Hangout. Or is that actually something that we want to do, considering that we're live?
No, I wouldn't do that. Actually, we'll handle that offline. Good idea, Andrew. Thank you.
Yeah. I'd also like to make sure that John, Musselman and Anita have access to the APKs to help, get their feedback.
Sure. I'm going to create a folder on the Google Drive where I can just upload.
Perfect. Great idea.
Yep, that would be good.
And then I'll share the link with you through email.
Andrew, one of the other things I think that might help us with testing is, I know you did randomized text, but if we could get maybe randomized images as well, just so that it's a little bit more evident when we do, like if we were going to change the search location or something of that nature, it becomes a little more evident when we get like a different sort. Like if I got closer, say, to cat toothbrush, I'd want to see that sort higher. That's some of the functional testing that I want to see before we really call sign off on the geospatial stuff. Like I was able to see, yes, that when you changed your hard coded value for the geospatial, that we went from having results to no results. But I want to see like what the difference of a couple feet closer to one does versus the other. You know what I mean?
So you're saying he's to actually make a couple fake treks near us?
I mean, not necessarily to that level just yet. Like we've got a database that has a bunch of mock fake objects in it, and they have center points that are kind of all over the place right now. I think they're mostly near you, aren't they, Andrew?
It's pretty much, yeah. I think the coordinates are located in Charleston, but they're pretty random.
Yep. And so I just want to basically get a better sense of the geospatial function. So I don't know how far we are off from being able to wire up actual device location to be able to come into that search criteria.
I mean, it could take me like 20 minutes.
Okay.
To do.
I would like to see that at least, so that, if, for example, if we gave you a couple test locations around the Hampton Roads metropolitan area, just let Travis and I like walk around and actually feel how the geospatial sort works. Do we actually see something different? If we could get that actually before this weekend, I'm going to be out and about a fair bit. I can give you the brewery I'm going to be at. I'll give you the park I'm going to be at, and a couple other locations. I just would love to see like 3 static spots change in their sort, and I want to see how fast those come back for me. And I'll feel 100% comfortable signing off on the geospatial index prototype.
I can do that.
So we're talking about obviously the local tab. Right?
Yes, that is for the local view.
So if he has a bunch of, let's just say he has 10 treks created. Well, first of all, local's only supposed to be within 60 miles, right?
Mm-hmm. So if he creates them in Hampton Roads, basically anywhere we're going to be in Hampton Roads, they would show, but they're supposed to sort based on proximity.
Exactly.
And then time.
Okay, so I was just, okay. So he's going to create X number in Hampton Roads.
Yep.
Okay.
And that way, if you were to say drive to Mount Trashmore and there was an event there, you open the app, you would expect to see the Mount Trashmore one at the top and not a different one.
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
So that's just the next piece of functionality I want to see to be able to call that good. Okay.
Okay. I can create a quick prototype that allows you to just drop a pin on a map to emulate where the phone is located.
Okay.
So you don't have to go around to different places.
If possible to do it on the actual device, I would prefer it, just because one, I am going to be out of the house. If that is going to be more trouble than it's worth, tell me. I understand.
No. It's actually easier. I was just trying to.
Yep.
Oh.
Trying to get it done quicker. I get it.
But I do understand why
You're
you
gonna
don't
make-
see it.
Oh, sorry. And Anita, when you add a comment in here and you put at their name, it sends them an email, I believe, or a notification. And something has changed.
I'd like to see.
Okay, so I just uploaded the APK to the drive. So it's basically the same as it was before, but it allows you to scroll down your feed and load more posts that are farther away.
Anita, you can actually go into the drive from your phone and download the APK if you want.
You have an iPhone or an Android?
Oh, you have to have an Android, right?
Yeah. I think you're muted, Anita.
Yeah, I was gonna say, are you guys hearing Anita? Because
Yeah, she's muted.
she looks muted to me.
You're muted, Anita.
I'm sorry, you hear me now?
Yeah,
Yes, we can.
I'm sorry, my dogs were barking. Forgive me, that's why I
no,
muted.
that's fine.
No worries at all.
Sorry about that.
So you'd have to have an Android device to check.
Oh, okay. I don't have one.
Chris, what are the first couple letters of your email?
I'm sorry. Oh,
What's your
my email address?
Yeah.
CSAMULSKI@gmail.com. I'll text it to you.
I got it.
You got it?
I went to You have access to the Google Drive?
I might.
Let me make sure. You should, but I don't know. Let me make sure. Technology. Where are you at?
So I'm going to change the due date for this sprint to be the 18th. That should give us a couple more days just to test that functionality.
I have Christopher _ at hotmail.com. That's not the one you want me to use.
No, use my Gmail one. Since you guys are mostly we're talking on Hangouts, just use csamolsky@gmail.com or csamolsky@gmail.com.
Oh yeah, okay, I got that one.
Okay.
All right, I just sent you access to his Andrew's full folder. So.
Go on to Google Drive here real quick. And shared with me. Andrew's designs. Got it. Okay. I'll grab that new APK here in just a little bit. All right. So I feel fairly comfortable that these that we say are going to be due on Saturday or Sunday are going to probably be closed out. What do we want our next sprint to be?
After the homepage is complete, I want to work on creating posts. Because once we get that complete, we pretty much have the core of the app done where you're creating experiences and being able to view them.
Okay.
You were talking about creating memories, right?
Yeah, creating memories. And then at some point soon after that, I think it's best to work on like authentication and user accounts, just so when I'm creating all these different requests, it's all authenticated and I have a format down for how I plan to do that.
You can actually log in to it.
Yeah.
Are you going to be able to log in with Facebook or Google, or how are you?
I'm thinking it's just I'm thinking it's best to have it be authenticated by like a cell phone number. So I don't know if it makes sense to log into a social media app with other social media platforms, Facebook. Or
Everybody does that though.
do that? I mean, you can't log into Snapchat with Facebook.
I don't use Snapchat, but
I don't know if you could. Can you even do that? I don't think Instagram either.
You can do it on Instagram.
You can in Instagram, but only because Instagram's owned by Facebook now.
That's right. Yeah, that makes sense.
well, with Meetup you can't. I believe you can. Maybe you can't. Oh, no. I think I do with Meetup. I don't know. Everything I use now, it's like log in with Facebook, log in with Facebook.
Yeah. I mean, I can definitely implement that.
Well, I don't know. It's a group decision. I don't know. I'm not saying.
I think if you're gonna do anything like using we need to have some type of internal user logic. But if you tie that token to Facebook, I think it's fine. Like things like Facebook and Google.
Like this is Meetup.
Yeah, they've become kind of the de facto way, right? So you got continue with email, continue with Facebook, continue with Gmail. I don't mind those methodologies, but behind the scenes, we're creating a local account anyways and just tying an authentication token to it. So really, the heart of that, Andrew's still going to have to create a login methodology because you don't want to basically say that the only way you can get in is through Facebook, right?
Mm-hmm.
You can register. Just like the current MappTrek app, you can register or you can log in with Facebook.
Yeah.
But you should also be able to log in with Google, I think. Just following other apps.
Yep, I'm okay with that convention. We're gonna,
So would you say that that's a more important sprint first, is to be able to create an account versus creating a memory?
I think it makes more sense to work on the authentication to create all these separate like requests, like calls to the server. I'm able to code them in the way that they're all authenticated, because eventually every single request is going to have to be authenticated, including loading the home screen. So because we didn't start with authentication, I'm probably going to have to go back to the home screen and add it.
Yeah, so I think it would make sense to start authentication now.
Yeah.
So
I know you want to see.
Sorry, the next sprint would be authentication, and then after that, you would work on creating posts.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And all this is going to be in Trello. So
It's all going to be what?
in Trello, in this Trello board we're using.
Okay.
You really want to have to take notes, be able to log in here to be able to view, and
Okay.
it's kind of what he's doing now. I'll talk to you offline a little bit more about it.
Okay.
All right, so as a user, I should be able to authenticate into the application. As a user, I should be able to sign up for an account in the application, right?
Mm-hmm.
So let's put some detail around what our expectations are around that user story. So for sign up, at a minimum, a user is required to provide a email address, first name, last name, and primary location. That makes sense?
Yeah. Okay.
A profile picture, probably.
And a profile picture. Okay.
Will automatically pull your Facebook profile picture.
Well, that's only if we're going to require people to use Facebook.
Okay. Well, I'm saying if you log in with Facebook, does it automatically?
Well, see, now that's an additional user story or a story we can link off of this. I'm trying to build this up for a singular story. So in this, at a minimum, we need to be able to do this. So if we're going to be able to then allow a user to log in with or sign up with Facebook, we can create another user story that says that. And basically, both of these stories are going to have to be fulfilled. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
And then what about email verification?
Good question. This account must be verified through email link response.
Mm-hmm.
Are you also going to have a forgot your password? Is that part of this registration?
Yeah, probably.
Okay.
Full functionality. That makes sense?
Mm-hmm.
Andrew, anything you want to add to the story?
I think that should be good.
Okay.
Does that include forgotten passwords?
That's probably another story, right?
That's another story? Okay.
Story, yeah. All right, so then let's do that one. As a user, if I forget my password, I should have a method to recover access to my account. Okay. Label, profile, good. Let's see, as a user, I would like a way to deactivate my account.
That's probably part of the setting page that I'm going to work on in the future.
Okay. Just thinking about it and capturing it, I kind of agree that's not as important at this point. We'll mark it as settings and profile. It's okay. Let's see. As a user, I would like to be able to sign up with my Facebook account. And then as a user, I like to be able to sign up with my Google account.
And I mentioned this to you, Andrew, as well, as we discuss the sprint that you want to do. If you could first fill out the backlog, and then Chris and I can review it. Would that make sense, Chris? Or
yeah, I think this has. I mean, if there are things that Andrew that you need to work on, I mean, if you take this methodology towards things as they come in your brain, but I think we really do need to have these types of conversations, because this group collaborative discussion around the product, I mean, we've already gotten 2 user stories out of it that we wouldn't have had if Andrew and I had only gone after this, right? Because the Facebook and Google one, for example, we wouldn't have thought of. So this just ensures that everybody is on the same page a little easier.
Yeah. I was just saying, because he's sometimes working faster than we are.
No, I agree.
So you may have you've already done stuff, Andrew, probably that's not even on here as well.
Yeah.
So as you do those things, you might want to come in here and categorize them,
Okay.
and then discuss them on the next call or something.
Yeah.
I just don't want it to get forgotten. That's all.
All right. So do we feel like we've got enough to organize a sprint around?
How long do you think that'd take?
What were you saying?
I said, how long do you think that'll take?
Do that.
Well, let's do this, Andrew.
I'll say,
Why don't we pull in the things that you know you want to work on in a logical order, and then let's talk about how long you think those are going to take. Okay. So obviously you need to have a user should be able to sign up for an account for the application. That's the heart of creating the authentication piece, right? Do you want to continue on to do the other login or the other creation methodologies next, or do you want to focus on those second and then focus on I should be able to authenticate to the app and next? So does it make sense to do this one or the Facebook Google ones?
I would say the Facebook and Google ones.
Okay.
Along with the sign up.
Okay, so we get the 3 sign up ones. And the reason I ask is because these also have kind of like a priority order in them, right? In that we want to see the main account sign up and then Facebook and then Google in that order. So try and work these from top to bottom, okay? Do we think that that's a reasonable amount of work for 1 week?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay.
I mean, I basically just when I'm not working on schoolwork, I just work on MappTrek. So
yep.
I mean, I don't really give myself a deadline and like try and finish it by then, but I just progressively continue to work. So I mean, it could be a week or it could be sooner, or it could be a little later. I mean, I know that I'm busy tomorrow, but after that, I'm going to be working on this nonstop. So
okay.
It could possibly all be done by Sunday.
Gotcha. All right. Well, I'll say this: if you believe that you can get these 3 tickets at least done by Sunday, we'll mark them as the 25th. Okay. And
okay.
if you've got more that you can pull in by the 25th, please do.
Okay.
And a question about the homepage. As far as being able to expand to horizontal view, or sorry, vertical views on the trending tab. What should that be something that is done before? I mean, obviously, to me, it seems like something that should be done before it's marked done.
Yeah, we haven't even actually brought the trending into an active sprint yet.
Oh, okay. Well, what we discussed, the first milestone payment was the entire homepage, including trending, local.
Yeah. And we're so close to finishing that. Maybe it's best to just completely finish out the homepage and then work on.
Well, that's what I thought. That's what I thought you were doing. I mean, I thought it was already done, minus 2 things.
Yeah, I think that makes the most sense.
The only thing left with trending is expanding the vertical views.
Travis, can you go into Trello and document what your expectation is there? I'm not quite understanding it. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I can do it, Travis.
I'm doing it right now. Create. Allow for vertical view all feeds. And I'm going to share my screen. Oh, no, I can't. But I'm going to save that, and you just tell me if that.
Go ahead.
You can actually see it now. Well, you could just brought it back up on your screen. I think it just
Oh yeah, you're right.
should be saved now. It's in the trending.
Yep.
Allow for
vertical all feeds.
Sure.
You understand that, Andrew, right?
Yep. And then there's also some other finishing touches I want to do to the homepage, including the design improvements that Chris mentioned, like increasing the size of the text. Some further animations to make the app feel more fluid. Loading bars as you're scrolling, like if you
can you add those in here?
Yeah.
About it?
Doing it right now. Add animations and
okay.
Scroll bars.
Scroll bar loader.
Increase text size.
Yep, I already got that comment right here.
Okay.
Yep, larger size, more prominent indicators.
When you put at board, what is that doing? That's going to everybody?
Yep.
Chris, you also mentioned increasing the size of the hamburger button.
Yes.
Probably also the add post button.
Yeah, the hamburger button doesn't match the material design that Google uses for hamburger buttons. It's kind of an odd shape. So let's just try and get that to be a little more pixel perfect to that.
Yeah.
Other than that, I mean, the homepage looked really good. So we think, when do we think we could have the homepage fully polished off then? Because I guess that's really, if that's what we want the first milestone payment to be, then we still should be driving towards that sprint. Is that reasonable to have done and fully signed off by the 18th? Do we think that our Monday meeting we can review that, including the ability to do the, show that from the actual device location, I'm getting real searches, right? That the search requests are changing?
I'm thinking it can be done by Friday. I mean, I'm so close to finishing it.
Okay.
I could possibly even get it done tonight. I'm going to work on it after this call. But
your goal is to have all that done, everything that's in progress done by Monday.
Yeah,
by
give
Friday.
Your time, man. Ain't gonna hurt.
No, I meant
Get this done.
everything, including the registration, the whole everything on the progress. You're saying you're going to be done by end of the weekend. That's your goal.
Yeah, probably Sunday night or Tuesday night.
Okay.
But
because if you do finish the homepage by tonight or tomorrow, or you said you're busy tomorrow, right?
Yeah, so tonight or Friday night.
Okay, and then you would have the weekend to do the registration and be done for Monday's night call.
Yeah.
That's the goal. I mean, obviously, if you don't hit it, that's fine.
I'm going to leave the due date out where we are for the login items.
Okay.
But we'll make the topic for our call on Monday. Validation of sign off of the homepage items. Okay.
Okay. Once we sign up, okay, so that includes testing though. So we're gonna have it. We're gonna have to have it Sunday to be able to test, because you said you're gonna go out and about this weekend. So hopefully you're done Friday with that part.
Yeah.
Right, Andrew? So that we can test the location.
Mhm.
Okay.
I mean, another thing you could do is emulate the location on your Android device. So you don't technically have to walk around the city to see that it's working.
I don't know what that means.
Like fake the location of your Android device.
I mean, I don't know you could do that.
Yeah.
How do you
if you want to walk around and check it out as like a real life sort of deal, and I say go for it. And I can definitely add posts to locations you'd like me to add them to.
Yeah, I think we'd just like to see that, because one of our large concerns that we've had with the last iteration of the app was as you had things in close proximity, they started to slow down. And this would just really help us have that next level of confidence that this design and the architecture behind it is what we're hoping it to be. So, okay.
Yeah, no problem. Just email me a list of locations you'd like to see posts.
I'll tag them in the locals view here. I'll give you addresses in here. Okay.
Sounds good.
All right. We got about 7 minutes left before the end of the hour here, guys. Are we all in agreement that we'll meet again next Monday to review and hopefully have sign off on the homepage? So the goal is sometime between now and Monday, Andrew, you'll deliver to us via that Google Drive link a new APK, which is actually location aware and sensitive with as many of these features as possible to demo, prioritizing the actual ability to do search. The graphics and the prettying up, obviously we can do that just by looking at an emulator with you on Monday, but is that everybody aligned on that being our goal between now and Monday?
Yep, I am.
One thing that I should add to Trello is just randomizing pictures.
Yeah, random feed on it. Yeah. Okay.
I have like 10 pictures that are randomized with help, or are you looking for more than that?
10's good enough, man. Just enough to be able to tell that we've got something different, right?
Yeah.
And then the last thing, Chris, I guess you hopefully, I guess, put me by the end of the weekend, we'll have those papers drafted up.
Yep.
Okay.
Literally got them in the background right here.
Okay. Cool.
Yep. All right, guys. Nobody else has anything else? Travis, I'll work with you to get our Monday meeting scheduled, and I'm sure the three of us will be in contact over text as you make progress. Just keep us in the loop, Andrew.
Sure.
All right.
I'll see you on Trello as I finish each thing.
Okay, sounds good.
Okay, cool. All right, thanks.
Andrew.
Take care. Bye-bye.
Hi.
Hey, Anita.
Hey.
So, do you have a Trello account?
I was unaware.
Can you
Do I have
hold
my
on a second?
sign in or?
Yeah. So if you want to create a Trello account, you can just log in with your MappTrek account, and I can invite you, and then you can have access to the Trello account.
Okay, and I do that through, is it Trello?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. I think I'm in now. Okay, I'm in.
I'll try to invite you. Did I already invite you? What did you log in with?
asayago@maptrek.com.
All right, I just invited you.
Never invited before.
I just invited you.
Okay, that'll come. Okay. Okay, I got it.
All right, if you could log in. I think you're. Are you okay? Are you in?
It says go to board.
I got. Yeah.
Okay.
You should see what I'm seeing.
Yep. This is what. Yeah, I've been.
And I can see. You can see the person's name up top. Are you looking at my screen?
I'm looking at my screen. I'm sorry. Let me go back. Yeah, but that's what mine look. Mine looks just like yours. So, but I'll watch yours, obviously.
Okay. So yeah, watch mine.
At yours now.
Okay.
I just wanted to confirm it.
What do you use? A laptop? Do you use a laptop?
No, I have a Mac, a desktop.
With one monitor?
Yeah, I gotta get a, my laptop broke, so it's frustrating, but I could put another monitor.
Yeah, I was gonna say, if I buy you another monitor, then you can hook up 2 monitors. Might be.
You probably don't even have to, I mean, I could probably use like I have an extra you know what I mean? Like a TV in here somewhere. Like what about like a 26-inch TV that I may have one to spare.
You just need 2 monitors.
Mm-hmm.
A TV may work.
I'm sorry, we've used it before, but I don't know if that's what.
Yeah, I've used the TV before, but I don't know if you can use a dual monitor. I don't know.
Well, I have a Mac, so I don't know what that means as far as monitors go, but yeah, whatever you think works better.
It's just a lot easier, 10 times easier to get work done.
I know, you're right. My friend says she just switched. She works for Wells Fargo, and she just got like 4. She has like a crazy amount of monitors now.
You're not going to be as effective with one monitor. So if I just buy you a monitor, I mean, they're not expensive. You know, I could send you one to your address.
Okay.
And then you could get your son or someone to help you hook it up.
Oh yeah, I could probably. I mean, I hook all my stuff up myself. I just
Well, I don't know what cord you would need because of their Mac and stuff.
Right.
So you're using a Mac. Hold on, what?
So
I'm confused. What kind of computer are you using?
It's an all-in-one, so it's all in the actual screen. Like it's all in one place. It's not a tower. It's just the entire screen, and within the screen is the unit, the whole thing.
They make those still? Is that old?
Mine is old, yeah.
What's wrong with the laptop?
It's really silly actually. One of my keys popped off, so one of my letters won't type. And to get it repaired, it's like an old laptop. So you know what I mean? It doesn't even make sense to repair it. But I could find out how much it is, you know? If that makes more sense.
What I'll do is I'm gonna send you a laptop I have.
Really?
Yeah, it'll just be a company laptop. It's newer, but it's probably like 3 or 4 years old. But
well, that's newer than anything I have.
And then from there you can I'll buy. Well, yeah. Do you not have a computer? Do you have a computer monitor or not?
Let me look. I gave one. I just recently gave one away, which I don't know why I did that. But my friend's husband also works for Apple. I don't know if it matters with an Apple. Do they have to be the same? I don't think it has anything to do with it. A monitor is a monitor, right?
Well, this isn't an Apple. I'm not sending you an Apple. Yeah, monitor is a monitor. They don't make Apple monitors.
Yeah, no. let me see. I'd rather you not spend the money. Let me see if I can get one.
Okay, well, I'll send you the laptop. Send me your address. I'll send you the laptop, next week. I'll have Katrina send it out to you.
Oh, I appreciate it. That'd be great.
And then you can use the laptop and have one screen and have a dual monitor. You can use the laptop screen and add a screen. Okay.
So that would basically serve the same purpose, right?
Yeah, we do the same thing.
Yeah, that's fine. Thank you.
Yeah. Okay, so this right here is how we're focusing on, and as the internship is winding down too, hopefully, well, over the next, right, in 2 weeks it'll be over, pretty much.
Yeah, it's crazy.
So, I would, a lot of your time, or the time that you're doing, would be more rolling into this stuff.
Well, I've also been reaching out to colleges, like you said. So as long as whatever you think is priority.
Yeah, whatever you're doing. Yeah, no, that's good. But this is it's all important. But
of course, just finding the balance. Yeah, I'll get it done.
I want to keep you in. The reason I want to keep you in the loop of all this is because when we get the salaries, everybody needs to be on the same page. And my hope is that if my wheels fall off, that you and Katrina collectively could manage this thing through. We have Chris is sort of the project manager over this, but yeah.
But it's important that we all understand it. We may not know it like he knows it ins and out, but at least we can make sense of it,
The backlog is where they're adding these cards of what they create, and then they move it to in progress, testing, and then done.
Right.
This is how he gets paid. This is where the entire app is organized.
Right.
So, and then you can go in and you can add things that are missing and this and that and so forth. I'm just wanting you to get familiar with it, because in the event that I couldn't be there,
of course,
you might have to take, I need to have somebody that can do the things that I can do.
Of course. Yeah.
And you understand the app pretty well. That's what,
Yeah, the more it's funny, I learn more all the time. Like, I think it's great because the more I dig in, and the marketing strategy was great because it really pushed me, it's a lot of cool stuff, so.
Yes.
Very cool. And yeah, and I'm working on, as you know, I really want it. It's not that I don't like the way, we're not super pleased with everything, but at the same time, like you said, I'm trying to keep it all sweet and not sugarcoat it, but for the next batch, I really want it to be very professional. You know what I mean? Like, professional, and you can still be nice, don't get me wrong, but where, you know what I mean? Where it's just, because I just find, I feel like Faith and John are kind of still getting it, whereas the minute we kind of were a little bit, disjointed, and we started talking about different variations, I won't say I lost Michael and Janaea, but I feel like they weren't as into it, So
Yeah.
I feel like I want to keep it, again, I say with all your blessing, of course, but really not changing anything more than just the criteria and the guidelines. And
Problem is the app won't even be out until, we're hoping, the first week in February at best.
right.
So
then we approach it the same way. Well, in other words, we approach it as an MVP until we get the new.
yeah, we have this MVP app, or just getting people excited, or they could go around getting people's emails, and that we could create a beta list.
Mhm.
That way when the new app comes out, we send it to them.
But that's great, because from the perspective of an intern, that's a lot of cool stuff. They're they're learning how the difference between an MVP and then the actual launch. And so I'm trying to set it up so that they really understand the benefit of it. And I think kids, the right people, the right students will understand the value. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's what I'm working on now. I've been reaching out to several colleges. I also put together a flyer similar to the one you had, and I'm going to share it with you. I won't send anything without your approval, of course, but it has the new logos and everything. And then I'm just setting something up for a real, and I'm just kind of really tweaking it so that, of course, I'm doing research. Like you've done this before, the whole internship. I've never done it. I've thought of doing it many times on several projects, but I never did it. So this is kind of new ground, but it's, you know, really exciting because I'm learning, and I'm kind of, you know, I just want to make it the best experience for them, but also the best metric and the best way for you to get your downloads, you know?
Or our downloads.
Yeah.
Our downloads.
Yeah.
Like I said, I see the team as the three of us, or the four of us, well, including Chris. Chris is more of a transient role. But we talked about him being the CTO. If we get the funding as a part-time, like he might make a salary for like a part-time to oversee the continuation of it.
Yeah, that's awesome.
So
yeah, he seems like a good guy, and I mean, you know him obviously, so
it's kind of the core team. So, so.
Yeah, very cool. But yeah, I'll try to acclimate myself with this. I mean, before our next meeting, and then you could if you want, I could be on it while you're in the meeting, so I could try. I think the best way for me to learn is watching you and then being in it at the same time, if that makes sense.
What are you talking about?
The Trello?
Well, yeah, it's as simple as this. I'm not doing anything really with it.
You're literally just clicking on it and entering. Okay.
You're just entering homepage, what should be on the homepage.
All right.
Right. So like.
So then I don't have to.
It talks about from the user standpoint, it's a story. What does the user expect? As a user, I would like to see events closest to me.
Right.
You know, and then we talk about it, and yeah, that's all this is. So most of it will just be Chris and him doing this, but maybe you know, like maybe you can do the typing while they do.
Right, like they can direct me, so to speak, you know, so I don't want to be lagging the conversation. I don't want to be delaying the process. But if I acclimate myself, if it's that simple and I just click on it, I'll just take, like, maybe they cue me to type or whatever, you know, and I'll just type it.
I think that would be good. Okay.
Yeah, cool.
All right, great. Well, thank you, Anita, and we'll talk soon.
Can I ask you one last question?
Yeah.
I don't know how it happened, because I swear I sent it, but I did check with Vistaprint, and I talked to like 3 other people. They never got my order to send to Faith. At this point, do you want? I mean, she keeps asking me, so do you mind if I send them to her? I don't. What I think I might have done, if you look at the order, because it shows the breakdown, I ended up sending you like additional ones, and maybe that's where I crossed. I don't know what happened, but I swear I sent them, but they're not there. They're nowhere in the order history.
Hold on, you sent how many?
I know to you, I ended up sending you quite a few, so I'm wondering if I don't know if our conversation. I know you didn't want me to send because Faith is further away from you. So I don't know.
I didn't even give the other kids there.
Oh, you didn't? Okay.
I just realized that.
Maybe we just send them there. No, it doesn't matter. Right now, AMU is ahead, and I have a feeling they're going to win.
Okay.
Because like, I don't know, I'm getting a vibe. I'm trying to put some fire under there, but.
Yeah.
Like, oh, sorry. If you look at the, you don't have to do it now, but the input list, not the input, you know, where they log in the people. I mean, Janae and Mike, I started one, like most of them are not even, I have not been able to verify or authenticate. So, I don't know, just wondering if, I don't know, it's just weird. There was a name in there and it said Christopher Robin. I said, are they just fabricating these names? Because I'm like,
yeah,
some of the names were too funny. But
we have like 19 users in the past 7 days, you know. So
I know. And most of them came from Faith and Johnny. Okay. I can tell you that. So.
Okay, well, we'll just keep it going. Okay. Well, thank you.
Oh, my pleasure. You have a good night, and send Katrina my regards.
Okay. Yes, I will. All right. Thank you, and I'll
Thank
talk to you soon.
All right. Bye.
Bye.